Hello, dear students. Let us continue our discussion of the most important MCQs for CA Interlaw. We have discussed up till now preliminary chapter, basics of companies, incorporation, prospectus, share capital, debentures, deposits, charge, etc. Okay, so all those chapters have already been discussed. All the important MCQs have been provided to you. In case you have missed any earlier lecture, I have provided a link in the description. Please go and watch those videos. You will find these important MCQs in the blog section of my website. The document that I am referring, the CA Inter MCQ document which I am referring, is my smart book which you get free with the CA Inter Law Compiler. I am leaving a link of the law compiler in my description box. This is the law compiler. It is a compilation of all the past exam questions, study material, RTP, MTP questions arranged unit wise with full length proper answers like provisions, facts, analysis, and conclusion. So in every answer, the answer is divided into 4 parts. So you know what to write, how much to write, how to start the answer, and how to end the answer. So the smart book which I am referring is a part of the, you get it free with CA Inter Law Compiler. Okay. From this smart book, I have picked up most important questions for exam. So the first question of the day is question 3, which I have picked up. The company is a listed company. Now, students, as usual, I always encourage you to first solve these MCQs on your own. So visit the blog section of my website capreetyagarwal.com. Try to solve these MCQs on your own and then you can watch the discussion video. Okay. The company is a listed company which has quoted. Okay, I think I've selected question 2 also. I think this also it's important. The company has 120 members. This is a very simple question, but it's a unique question. So that is why I have selected it. The company has 120 members. All right. It has sent notices to all for the meeting. Oh, I forgot to tell you that we are discussing MCQs from the chapter management and administration. I was so engrossed in, taking up the first question that I forgot to mention that today's chapter is management and administration. Next, we will discuss declaration and payment of dividend. Okay. So we have 120 members. 20 members did not attend the meeting. 20 members, they refused to vote. So out of the 80 members that are willing to vote, how many votes are required to pass a special resolution? So we need 75%, which is 3/4 of the members should vote in favor for the resolution to be passed. So this comes to 60 votes. Okay, it's a simple one, but this is very important for us to understand that people who did not attend the meeting, who did not vote at the meeting, they should be excluded. And the correct option is option A. I hope your answer was correct. Yes, there are no negative markings in the main exam. So I sincerely request you to solve each and every, to attempt each and every question because there are no negative markings. Okay. The next question is question 3, which I have selected from my smart book. The company is a listed company which is quoted on the National Stock Exchange. Okay, the company closed. Yes, please highlight this as important for exam. I want you to go through this question one day before the exam. Okay. The company has closed the register in June and August 2017 for 12 and 21 days respectively. So the CFO has now considered closing it for another 15 days for some strategic reason. We know that as per section 91, that is closure of the register of members, debenture holders or other security holders, you can close the register for maximum of 45 days. Okay. So over here, 12 days they have already closed the register, 21 days, yes. So they have already closed it for 33 days. Yes. Now they want to close it for another 15 days. What if they close it for another 15 days? It comes to 48 days, which is more than the limit allowed. So over here, our answer should be option D. It is invalid because it is exceeding 45 days in a, right? So option D is the correct answer. The next question is question 4. The annual general meeting of the company was scheduled on 28th of December. All right. So 28th of December, Mr. Anand, shareholder of the company, wants to inspect the proxies. As soon as we listen to we see the word proxy, immediately section 105. This is how we will also go on revising the section. So the notice for inspection should be given at least, yes, 3 days. See, we are giving the notice for inspection at least 3 days before the meeting. The inspection can start only 24 hours before the meeting, and it can continue to the conclusion of the. So this is 3 days. It has to be lodged 48 hours before the meeting. That is different. This is notice for inspection. That is 3 days. The next question which I have selected is question 6. The company has its registered office at Delhi and there are 12,500 members. We waited for half an hour, but still the quorum was not present. Okay. So we wait for half an hour for the latecomers. Quorum, yes. Quorum is discussed under section 103 of the Companies Act. So we waited for half an hour, but that same hall was not available. So yes, what can it be? It can be held at a place which may be decided by the board. Yes, so option B. This is a pure theory question. Yes. The provisions say that in case it is adjourned, it shall be adjourned to the same day, time, place in the next week. But in a busy place like Mumbai, that same hall may not be available next week. So it can be held at any day, time, place as may be determined by the board. So by default, it is pushed to the next week. But if that same place is not available, then it can be held at any such date, time, place as may be determined by the board. So this is just an application of the theory. The next question which I have identified is question 16 from my smart book. Due to management disputes, the company could not hold its current annual general meeting. Even after the lapse, it is impossible in such a grim situation. One option was to approach the NCLT and seek a direction. Out of the 4, which of the following is applicable in the given case? So any member can make an application to NCLT and ask the NCLT, that is National Company Law Tribunal, to call the annual general meeting. This is just a theory question, but the framing was such that you may get confused. So I thought it is better to discuss it. And the next question which I have identified, this also you will highlight as important for exam. It can be asked in the exam. Every listed company shall file with the registrar a copy of the report on each annual general meeting within, yes, you tell me. Yes, correct, 30 days. Actually, 30 days is a very safe option. In case we are not able to recall anything, it should be 30 days. But there are many places where it is 60 and 90 days also. So the report shall be filed with the ROC that we have conducted the annual general meeting, and that report shall be filed in form MGT 15. Okay. So within 30 days of AGM, you need to file a report on the fact that the AGM was called, conducted, etc. So MGT 15 is the form, although this is not asked in the question, but I think it's a good way to revise. So students, these were the important MCQs that I highlighted from the chapter management and administration. In my next session, I will discuss the MCQs, the important ones from the chapter declaration and payment of dividend. I'll see you there.